Science with Folly.
Tinakwe, welcome to Science with Folly. Today, we're learning about work, something a lot of young people aren't interested in. But the work we're talking about today is a different kind of work. We say in science that work is done to an object when energy is transferred to it. So therefore, work, because it's to do with energy being transferred to an object, is measured in joules. Remember, energy is measured in joules. Now, the amount of work done depends on two things: the force that's applied to the object and the distance the object moves. So we say work equals force times distance. We can use these symbols: W for work, capital F for force, and small d for distance. And we can use a solving triangle to help us rearrange the equation. And remember, work is measured in joules, force is measured in newtons, and distance is measured in meters. So here's an example. If I jump in my bulldozer and push a big pile of dirt along, if it takes 1,000 newtons of force to push that dirt and I move it 10 meters, how much work is done? Easy. 1,000 times 10 equals 10,000 joules. Really easy to work these equations out. But how about if that pile of dirt is too big for my bulldozer to push, and no matter how much force I apply, it won't move? How much work will I do? Well, let's say I apply 10,000 newtons of force, but it doesn't move anywhere. How much work am I going to do? Nothing. 0 joules. Because remember, for work to be done, the object must move a distance. Now let's rearrange this equation. If I jump in my crane and I lift up a big lump of heavy stuff, if my crane does 1,000 joules of work to lift this big lump of heavy stuff, and this big lump of heavy stuff weighs 100 newtons, then I do 1,000 joules divided by 100 newtons, and my answer is 10 meters. Super easy to rearrange these equations. And finally, if I rearrange the equation to find the amount of force used, I can see, for example, if I push my car down the road and I do 5,000 joules of work and I push it 10 meters, how much force have I applied? Well, that's going to be 500 newtons. Easy. Thanks for watching Science with Folly. I hope by the end of this, you'll have come to the conclusion that work isn't actually that hard. Ka kite anō.
Science with Folly. Science with Folly.